Welcome to the June edition of Monthly GST Bulletin, where we bring you all the updates and events regarding GST that occurred during previous month. During the month of May 2020, CBIC has issued 6 notifications of central tax. Let's discuss these notifications in detail in our notification segment. Let's start with the latest notification number 43/2020 Central Tax dated 16th May 2020. Before understanding this notification, we have to understand the important judgment given by Delhi High Court on 5th May 2020 in the case of Brand Equity Treaties Limited versus Union of India. Transfer of transitional input credit from pre-GST regime to GST regime on 1st July 2017 was to be done through GST Tran 1, and as per Rule 117, there was a time limit of 90 days up to which Tran 1 could be filed, though various time extensions were provided for filing Tran 1, and the last extension was up to 31st March 2020. In the landmark judgment of Brand Equity Treaties Limited, Delhi High Court held that 90 days time limit for claiming transitional credit was only directory in nature and not mandatory. Therefore, as per provisions of Limitation Act, period of limitation of 3 years would be applicable. As per this judgment, transitional input credit wide form Tran 1 can be claimed up to 3 years from appointed date, that is up to 30th June 2020. Delhi High Court has also stated that this judgment would be applicable for all the SSCs even to the taxpayers who haven't approached to court. The court has also directed the department to publicize this judgment so that anyone who has not filed Tran 1 till now can file it up to 30th June 2020 and claim transitional input credit. Now, as per this notification, government has specified that provisions of section 128 of Finance Act 2020 shall come into force from 18th May 2020. This means that through this notification, central government has made retrospective amendment to section 140 of CGST Act, granting it power to prescribe a time limit for availing transitional credit. Actually, for transfer of transitional input credit, the time limit of 90 days was specified only in rules, but not in the act that was passed by Parliament. Now, after this retrospective amendment to section 140, even the GST Act prescribes the time limit specified in the rules. Discussing the impact of this notification, this would negate the effect of Delhi High Court judgment in case of Brand Equity Treaties Limited. Now, except the petitioner in this case, other business won't be able to claim transitional input credit extension provided up to 30th June 2020. Notification number 42/2020 Central Tax. GSTR 3B date for taxpayers of Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory for period November 19 to Feb 20 has been extended to 24th March 2020. Union Territory of Ladakh has been given an extra timeline. GSTR 3B date for taxpayers registered in Ladakh Union Territory for November 19 and December 19 has been extended to 24th March 2020, while for the month of January 20 to March 20, GSTR 3B date has been extended to 20th May 2020. Notification number 41/2020. GSTR annual return date for financial year 18-19 has been extended to 30th September 2020. Notification number 40/2020 Central Tax. If the e-way bill is generated on or before 24th March 2020 and its validity expires between 20th March 2020 to 15th April 2020, then the validity of such e-way bill was extended till 31st May 2020. Notification number 39/2020 Central Tax dated 5th May 2020. Let's understand the background of this notification. Earlier, a notification number 11/2020 Central Tax issued on 21st March 2020 prescribed special procedures to be followed by corporate debtors undergoing CIRP, that is Corporate Insolvency Resolution Process, where interim resolution professionals or resolution professionals, that is IRP or RPs are appointed, who takes control of the activities of corporate debtor. These IRPs or RPs are to be considered distinct from corporate debtor, and as per this previous notification were required to obtain separate GST registration. This was amended by the introduction of notification number 39/2020 Central Tax. Now onwards, IRP and RP shall not be required to take separate registration if corporate debtors have filed their GSTR1 and GSTR3B for all the tax periods prior to the appointment of IRP or RPs. Further, earlier IRPs or RPs had to get themselves registered within 30 days from their appointment or issuance of the notification, whichever is later. This registration time limit has also been relaxed. They shall now get themselves registered within 30 days of their appointment or by 30th June 2020, whichever is later. Notification number 38/2020 Central Tax dated 5th May 2020. Now taxpayers registered under Companies Act 2013, that is companies, are allowed to get their GSTR3B returns verified through EVC during the period from 21st April 2020 to 30th June 2020. Earlier, this facility of EVC verification was only available to individuals, HUF and partnership firms. Further, nil return of GSTR3B may now be submitted through SMS from registered mobile number, and return would be verified using the OTP. Nil return here shall mean return with nil or no entry in all the tables of GSTR3B. Now let's have a quick look on the changes introduced in the GST portal. GST portal has now enabled filing of GST ITC 02A. Through ITC 02A, unutilized ITC can be transferred wholly or partly to newly separate registration number. As per Rule 41A, when a person takes separate registration for multiple places of business within same state or union territory, he can transfer the unutilized ITC to the new registration number within 30 days of such registration in the ratio of assets held by them. Certain amendments have been introduced in GSTR1 also. Now the taxpayers can import data of invoices from eWay Bill portal in respect of B2C others and export invoices for which eWay Bill has been generated. Earlier, the option was available only for B2B invoices and only those B2C invoices which are about 2.5 lakhs. The other amendment is, in case of supplies made to government agencies and while filing data of these B2B invoices in GSTR1, now 10 number of government agencies is acceptable in receiver GSTIN column. Earlier, since it only accepted GST numbers, this used to cause problems while filing return for these invoices issued to government agencies and they were shown in B2C invoices. Now this problem is resolved due to this new feature. GST collections. GST collections of April month has not been yet released by the government, since the date of filing of GST returns has been extended till the end of June 2020. Last update from Ministry of Finance was of March 2020 collection, which is of Rs 97,597 crores as issued on 1st April 2020. Now let's move on to the GST news that got views on social media. Issue of GST amnesty and waiver of late fees for filing pending GST returns has been widely trending on Twitter and Facebook. Taxpayers, mostly small businessmen who got themselves registered but could not file their returns, are now facing heavy late fees running in lakhs. Majority of tax professionals and businessmen are requesting government to provide relief in the harsh time of COVID pandemic and lockdown, due to which businesses have suffered unprecedented loss. Tax Pyramid has been actively involved in the drive for waiver of late fees in order to provide relief to SMEs. Our video specifying 10 reasons why GST late fees waiver is so necessary now was posted on 20th May 2020. The link is available in the information tag above. Due to joining of news channels such as CNBC Awaz, the drive has got momentum. On 1st June 2020, even CBIC had to tweet and issue a press note that government has taken notice of these requests pouring from Twitter and stated that issue of late fees for past period from August 17 to January 20 shall be discussed in the next GST Council meeting. Next GST Council meeting is likely to be held on 14th June. So this is all we have from our GST desk for the monthly news from May 2020. We'll come again next month with new set of GST monthly updates. Thank you.